Hey guys, Tracy here, Kansas Garden Guy, Summer Pick Farms. What is up? Well, today we are in high tunnel number 1. As you can see, we've got a lot of our bush tomatoes in right now, our determinate style tomatoes in this house. We did have all of our salad and lettuce mixes. I've turned these over to our determinate tomatoes. But anyway, we're not working on tomatoes today. We do have one more bed of cucumbers that I started that we are going to get planted. I got one bed empty, so I'm going to fill them with cucumbers. But anyway, let's look and see what we've got going on here. I've got this center row here. We had our Johnny's wildfire mix in here, if you guys remember from some of the other videos, or if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, which you should be following us on Instagram and Facebook at Summer Pick Farms. I put this black silage tarp on here a little over 2 weeks now. It's been, I think, 2.5 weeks. So what I did was I came through here, I scalped all of the wildfire mix for you market farmers out there that have ever used a wildfire mix or an Asian mix or any type of baby leaf green mix. It's harder than heck to kill this stuff out. It's like you literally got to get it out by the roots. It's not like everything else where you want to leave the roots in. You really want to get the roots out of here because at that term it kind of turns into an invasive weed. If you're not growing it for that purpose of food, it's a weed. So we come through here with a hoe, and then I've hoed all this out. And then we raked up some of the heavy hardcore debris, and then we left some of the light debris. I threw five gallon buckets of compost on it. I watered it in really, really well, and then I put this tarp on it. If you guys are not familiar with this, this is just your standard 15 mil silage tarp. As you can see all the battle scars on it. It does get used year after year, so this is a good plastic to keep around. I cut specific ones in 50-foot lengths for this high tunnel because these are 10 50-foot beds in here, and then I have 100-foot lengths for the other high tunnels that are 100-foot beds. It's always good to keep 2 or 3 of these around because you never know when you're going to be terminating a crop and starting a new crop. But we're going to put cucumbers in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this tarp off. I'm going to show you what when you do this for occultation, what you're doing is you're jump starting the breakdown of all of your veggies or whatever you've got under here. You water it in. You put the compost on, gets all the microbes, everybody's happy playing games together, everybody's hanging out, being friends, and then you get some of the greatest soil that you're going to have. But let me get this tarp pulled back, and we'll show you what we got.
Okay, so also with the occultation process, what it does is it makes a stale weed seed bed. So what happens is all the weed seeds in that soil is going to want to rise up to the top and germinate. Once it hits that black tarp, it's going to die because it can't get sunlight. So that's just another piece of the occultation process.
All I do is I pull this tarp back, and then I'm just going to roll it up, and then I'm going to put it away so that way I can use it the next time I want to terminate a crop. As you can see, I got some carrots here. We're going to be harvesting those. Those are ready to be pulled. So we're going to be harvesting those carrots. Since I really don't have anything that needs to go in there right now, I probably will go ahead and put a silage tarp on it and kind of let it hang out for 2 or 3 weeks or whatever until we're ready to put some other crop in it. It's a good thing about these silage tarps also, if you've got a bed that you're not going to be planting in. This time of year, we've already got these tunnels all planted out. And I'm just putting the second succession of cucumbers in. And so, like, this carrot bed's just going to hang out. And so you always want to keep a bed covered. You don't want to leave it open to the elements. It's going to dry out. It's going to go hydrophobic, which means it's not going to take water as well. You're going to have weeds growing in it. It's a nightmare. Silage tarps are your best friend. You can use landscaping fabric also. The black landscaping fabric works good, but silage tarps are your friend. So let me get this silage tarp put around here. So what we are going to do is, if you come in here and look at this soil, you can see it's a little bit chunky. It's got some wood chips in it from the pathways. I've been slowly getting the wood chips out of these pathways. It's kind of a nightmare messing around with the jang, trying to get it through here, or the tilther. It's kind of hard to get some of this, but you can see this soil. Look at this compost. Zoom in here really quick. Look at all that organic matter. Look how pretty that is. Look at that soil. Look, we can reach down in there in that soil, in that bed. Look at that. Reach down in there. So what we are going to do is we are going to grab the tilther. Usually what I do is I just use a garden rake and I just kind of rake it in the best I can. And then we go from there. But since I've got a tilther, I'm using a tilther. So if you guys are not familiar, if y'all are not familiar with a tilther, this is what a tilther is. Johnny's sells these. It's a little standard rototiller. You've got to do something to get some stuff in sometimes. Sometimes you got to till, just the way it is. Anybody will tell you that. This only goes down about 3/4 of an inch to an inch. You can make it go deeper if you want, but there's no need to. All we're doing is we're incorporating that top layer of compost that I put on there into Mother Earth. That's what you want to do to make sure you get your transplants, get the best start. Anyway, I'm sure you're familiar with the tilter. It runs on a drill here. You squeeze the button and it moves. That's how this works. So it's very simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a couple passes just to integrate this compost. And yeah, so I'm going to get going. All right, so what I did is I went ahead and went over to my watering system there, and I set it in manual mode to run my drip for 1 minute so I can clean these valves out. It's a good chance to show you. You get a little crazy with the tilter like I do. You see these valves, since we didn't use them for the wildfire mix, they're a little plugged up here. So what I want to do is I just want to run some water through it, just like that. And then when we'll do a video on this drip irrigation again. I'm just kind of going quick. I do have videos on this already out, but so what we're going to do is, see, I like to clean that valve out, see there? Because it does get a little blocked up when you get dirt in it. So, and then the last thing you want to do is just hook this up and then run your water through it, because if you do that, what it'll do is it'll shoot all that dirt down your drip tape. And this drip tape is emitters every 12 inches. It'll plug that emitter up, then you won't get water to your plants. So I've got the drip running right now for 1 minute just so I can flush those valves out. But what I want to do is this gives me a chance to walk down here. I just want to walk down, make sure all these emitters are pumping water, make sure there's nothing squirting, there's no holes in it, anything like that. And this looks a little bit short because it is on purpose, but it'll work. When we do the trellising of the cucumbers, we're going to start here and trellis out. So I don't want them necessarily all the way up to here, because then it makes me hard for me to walk around here and try to prune these cucumbers. I want to be a little bit off this wall. I need to have a little room so I can do what I need to do. So I'm just going to grab this. I'm going to put this dead center in the middle like this, because what we're going to do is we're going to come through here and we're going to burn the holes dead center. We're going to put the cucumbers in the center. Like I said, this is the chance you get to decide if you want to double up on your cucumbers. I have enough that we probably could double up, and then, like I said, we could do, you know what, let's do that. Quit talking about it. We're gonna get crazy. We're just gonna do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab those, and we are going to make sure we've got enough. This is a 50-foot row. If you put them every 2, that's 25. I'm gonna need 50. We got more than enough, so we can nitpicky, nilly-willy. We can pick what we need. Only pick the good ones to put in here. The rest of them we can give away or dispose of as we need to. But before we do that, we're going to put landscaping fabric in. Because even though this tunnel, as you can look around, kind of look around here, see how pretty it is? That's very pretty. It's not 100% weed free. I could go through and I could show you all the little weeds that I see. I yell at my wife every time we walk in here. If you're going to walk in here, you need to pick a weed. That's just how, it's one of those things that you see trash on the ground, you pick it up. Same concept. That's how you weed in here. So you don't spend hours a week weeding, get yourself wore out. When you come in and do things, you pick a weed here, pick a weed here. If you leave one, that's fine, because you'll grab it next time. So it's not a big deal. That's how you keep the stress level, gardening stress level down. You keep it down by just not worrying about your weeds that much. So what I like to do is I'm going to look at my drip tape here. I'm going to find where my first set of emitters are. See my emitter right here? So I know there's an emitter here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat. I'm going to take this and I'm going to set this like right here. Right here. See how I'm making this little pile here? Now I know that's where my 12-inch emitter space is. So the emitters are every 12 inches. So from this point on, you could stick a tape measure on it, or you could kind of guess and start burning your hole right here. So that way you hit your emitter. It doesn't have to be exact on, because it still will get water. It's not a problem. It still will get water. But if you can get it close to that emitter, you can get that thing to get a little more water. So let's grab, it's getting dark. It's so hot out. We've had mid-90s to 100-degree days the last 2 weeks. I kind of work in the morning and then work late afternoon into the evening to get some stuff done, where it's only 90 degrees. But with no sun, it's a lot better when there's no sun. So what we're going to do is we've got white landscaping fabric, and I haven't decided if I'm cool with this white landscaping fabric. See, like right now, I'm kind of like tripped out about it right now by seeing this. And And the reason between the black and the white, the black that I use, this is 4 foot. I usually buy 3 foot landscaping fabric so it fits the bed a little bit. And having this stick over is it's going to bother me. So you know what? We're going to throw caution in the wind. We're not even going to use it. I'm going to get wild. So we're not even going to use it. So don't worry about the sticks now because we don't have to have that. So what we've got is these. As you can see, we're going to product showcase here a little bit. Look at these. Look at these cucumbers. These are Nokia. These are from Johnny Seeds. These are an Asian style cucumber. So it'll be like the little skinnier English ones, but they're the Asian version. They're perfect. They're beautiful. They're sweet. They're awesome. Our customers love them. That's why we grow these. But so we're going to go ahead and put these in the ground. So like I said, with these Bootstrap Farmer air prune trays, this is the 72 count tray. As you can see here, they're very sturdy. They're not wiggly jiggly. If you guys ever wondered, they work great. But they got a big pocket hole down here. So you can just stick your finger and go like that. Grab your transplant just like that. Look at the roots on that. Not root bound at all. They look awesome. That's why I love these trays. That's why I love working with Bootstrap Farmer. They're awesome people. So we are going to take, we found our emitter there. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit every other emitter. So we're going to do that. I'll come over here with this double leader system. To me, it's hard for me to keep track of what's what. When you do this type of trellising system up here where you use either tomahawks or we use roller hooks here on this aircraft cable, and this is how we do our crisscross applesauce, it's easier if you do 1 liter at a time. When you get into 2 liters, you get double the production, yes. But the problem is when that thing gets to be 15, 20, 30 feet long, it's hard to trim that up. It's hard to keep track of who's who and what's what, especially if you've got a high tunnel with 400 or 500 tomato plants in it and they're all doubles. A lot of people do doubles, which is awesome. I don't have the patience for that. So I do 1 liter. And I know it looks like I'm doing a little close because I am. I'm just kind of guessing and throwing them in here. And then when I get down, I will put these in the ground at every emitter. So what we're doing is kind of doing the double system here. Like I said, we've got 30-inch market style beds here. So why not take advantage of double the cucumbers here? So what we're going to do is we're going to put 1 every 2 foot, but we're going to skip every foot. So what that means is instead of running right down the center at every foot or 2 foot and leaving that space, you could still have 2 foot spacing, but you still get cucumbers every foot because you're flip-flopping back and forth like that. So that's how I do it. That's how a lot of people do it. And it works out very well. But I said, once again, if you're not a person that likes to do a lot of hardcore trellising or a lot of pruning suckers, pruning bottom leaves and everything, this system may or may not be for you because this is a very high impact growing kind of method. So which means there's a lot of self-care here. You've got to be able to be in here at least once or twice a week to trellis, to trim all of your lower leaves off, because you got to remember, we're growing fruit, not leaves. You don't need all those leaves on your cucumber plants to grow fruit because there's no fruit that's going to grow below those leaves. So you can see here, we got our last little guy. Just throw it down. So I'm going to grab this. If this bed was dry, what I would do is I would turn the drip on and run it longer than a minute. And then it'd make a wet spot. And then you'd be able to put that at every wet spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here. And you can feel the emitter, like I can feel it there. So I'm going to put this one here. Then I'm going to come down here. And I can actually see the emitter. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get planting these guys in. And then we will get back. And you guys can see what this looks like. One, boom, grab one. So it's pretty simple. When you do this intensive compost system, the soil's pretty loosened up here. As you can see, I'm not struggling by no means. Uh-oh, what did I do? See, I already got misplaced. See, I'm sitting here talking to you guys. Then I got And that would have been a costly mistake because one of these would have been too close together. So, how's that? Did I do it right? Yeah, I did it right. Okay. So, there it is. Just like that. Grab this one. Skip one. Skip one. Boom. Grab one. I put too many out here. So, come over here. Boom, there it is. Just like that. Boom. See? And we're just going to work our way down the line. Put that in the ground. See, you can get by pretty quick. I kind of just put a little soil on that, cover that up a little bit. Oh, stepped on that cucumber. Oh, man. Put a little too many out here. And you can see how we get into that 2-foot crisscross area here. Very easy to I said if you turn when this stuff is dry, since this is so wet, since this has been undercover for 2-3 weeks now with water, it's hard to see the water droplets, and plus sun's going down, so it's hard for me to see what the heck's going on here. So I may miss one here and there, but that's all right. Nobody needs to know. It's not like this is going on the internet or nothing. So okay, we're gonna put one more right here, and see, that's gonna be perfect. And that's how quick that goes. So anyway, guys, once again, it's not perfect, but neither is gardening. You know, it is what it is. So this is where I'm gonna let you go. I gotta go get cleaned up now. Gotta go get in the shower. It's been a long day. But I'm gonna put my little cucumbers babies back to sleep. You always want to keep the extras for at least a week. You never know if any of these are gonna make it or not. So I may come in here tomorrow. There may be 2 or 3 of them dead. There may be none of them dead. It may take a week and then you'll see one dead. Well, guess what? You've got one to replace it. Anyway, I will see you guys later. Remember to check us out on Instagram and Facebook at Summer Pick Farms, and I will see you guys later.